Okay, so in this video, we're going to go over the submissions endpoint of the EDGAR API using the CIK we were able to get in last video. So this is super useful. It gives us a ton of data on the company as well as all the filings. For example, with Williams-Sonoma here, you can retrieve any of these, including like the ownership, if we show that. Pretty much anything you want from EDGAR, you can get with this endpoint, or get locations to with this endpoint. So to start, we're going to import pandas, requests. So we're going to import that function from last time. I put it in this EDGAR functions file. Okay, so we're going to import the CIK function from last time. As you can see here, CIK matching ticker. We're going to import EDGAR functions as EDGAR. And then we're going to import our headers. Alright. So just to show that the function works, we're going to EDGAR.CIK matching ticker. There we go. To get the submission data, we're just gonna write a simple function. So it's gonna take a ticker, and then headers equals headers, and then we're gonna add in something so that we can have it give us only the filings. So if we just do only filings data frame, I'll explain what this does later, but basically the submission endpoint gives us a ton of information about the company as well as all the recent filings. So we're just going to give us a toggle here to kind of let us choose what we want. So we're going to first set the CIK to CIK matching ticker, and then we don't need to set headers. So the URL is, I'm just going to copy and paste it here because I have it. I'll leave this in the description, so I'll just make it easy on you. Or you could check out the GitHub repository, it'll be in there too. So if we just set company JSON as request.get, and we just use our URL, our headers, and then we're going to need JSON response. Alright, so now if you just want all the data and you want to parse it out yourself, you can just return company JSON, but if we want to use our little toggle, we can set if only filings df return pd.data frame company JSON. We're going to go with the filings. After I finish this function, I'll show you how it all kind of works. So yeah, there's our simple function. So if we just do data equals gets met, and then if we set this to false, so there we go. That just is all the submissions. So to make it a little easier, go back up, if you do data.keys, you can see all of this data in there. So pretty much anything you could want on a company is here. So if we wanted, say, let's just go exchanges. So we just do can't type. So we just see that this is straight on the New York side. That's kind of a bad example. So if we wanted to do, okay, so we could see it has all this data. Say we wanted to get the company description. We would just do data description. Of course, it doesn't have it. Okay. So say we wanted the website. Does it not have that? Okay, say we wanted the entity type. So we just do data entity type. So you see it's an operating. Okay, that's better. Okay. So say we wanted the sector description for the company. We would just do data SIC description, and it gives us retail home furniture, furnishings, and equipment stores. That'll be the sector for Williams-Sonoma. So that works pretty perfectly. So now, if we wanted just the filings, we'll run that again. What? What is wrong with this? Oh. Forgot to put recent. Alright. Okay, so it gives us all this information, which is kind of difficult. But what we really want is, if we look at the whole thing, is you see how it says form here, and then it has 10 Qs, 8 Ks, form 4s, whatever. We want to separate out 10 Ks and the 10 Qs. Just at the beginning, makes it easy. We can create a function to filter this. So we're going to def get filtered filings. So it's going to take a ticker, and then just like we did above, I'm only going to make this for 10 Ks and 10 Qs because that's kind of the data I'm looking for. So 10K equals true. And then if we wanted the 10Q, we would just set that to false. And then I'm interested in the accession numbers as well, because that's what you use to get the facts or to get the frames, whatever. Any information on that specific filing. So if we want just the accession numbers, we create a variable just can't type today. I'm gonna set that to false by default. Now we're gonna need our headers again. And then company filings data frame equals. So we're going to just get the submission data, ticker, and then we only need the filings data frame. So we're going to write an if statement. So if 10K, then data frame equals company filings, data frame, so form. Actually, we can just set equal to 10K. And then we're going to write else statement. So instead of not equals, we're just going to equals 10Q. And then, so that lets us differentiate between the 10Qs, 10Ks. You can kind of, I don't know, customize it if you want other forms. Say you wanted to go just for form 4s, you just do the same thing, but for form 4. Or you can even set this variable as the form type. So you just put form here, and then whatever you put in, it will find in the recent filings. So if we do if just accession numbers, I don't know why it's glitching out here. Data frame equals data frame dot set index report date, and then so we're just going to make a series of the accession numbers, which makes it a lot easier because it doesn't have to go through a whole data frame then, it's just a series. So then else return data frame. So I'll just show you how this works really quick. The accession number is going to be really useful later when we go and get the facts, because it just kind of allows us to separate the filings out of, because the facts are everything that has ever been published. I'll get into it in the next video, but yeah, this is just going to make life a lot easier. So to show this works, we're just going to get filtered filings. We're just going to do, so we're going to use our ticker. We're just going to use the 10K. I guess that's ambiguous. So yeah, we're just going to run that. And then if you look at filings, gives us all the beautiful 10K filings up until 2011. And this kind of works for everything. So if we wanted to do, like, not wasting on the Apple, and then run all. So you can see you got the CIK, and boom, there we go. All the 10Ks. And then same works for 10Qs. So if we just do, yikes. And then, of course, there's going to be a lot more, but it goes all the way back to 2013. I'm going to change this back, because this one goes a little bit further. As you can see, this one goes all the way to 2010. So yeah, there's a a lot of information here. And then, so just to show this how this works, if we do just accession numbers, then we just get a series of all the 10Q filing accession numbers right here. And yeah, it's pretty easy. There's a lot more you can do with this. So if we go to just our data right here, you can, yikes, you can get a lot of data on the company really easily. Let's set this to false. You can see it works relatively quickly. But say you were trying to create like a report on a company, you can just do, set it up to automatically collect all the information. So like the entity type, the sector description, inside transaction, the tickers, the exchange it's on, the EIN, description, website, yada yada yada. But yeah, a lot of information to be gained here. And then even more in the facts endpoint that we'll be going over next. It's kind of the bulk of the data, I would say. It's going to be a little bit longer of a video because it's just it's a lot of data to kind of parse through, and there's a lot of steps that it takes to get through it. So Yeah, that'll be coming up soon, so stay tuned. But yeah, that's how to access the submission data for any company. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you found it useful. Feel free to share any of your projects you used. I kind of want to see this in use if somebody used it. But yeah, that's enough of my rambling. Hopefully you found this useful. Thank you.